morning and welcome back to another episode of Generation Old School. In today's video, we got invited to a mansion called Deering Estate. This mansion used to belong to a very rich family back in the 1930s, but after they passed away, they gave the mansion away to Miami-Dade County, and now it is part of Parks and Recreation. Today, they are hosting an amazing car show, old school cars, 1950s and older. I will be interviewing some of the old school car owners here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, let me know with a big like. And if it is your first time passing by the channel, please go ahead and become part of the family. Subscribe. Let's go ahead and start the vlog.
I'm Regis. This is 1930 Ford Phaeton. It was found in a field in the South America, and it was brought back over here. It's been restored mechanically 100%, but left like it is for the Patina. We call it the old Clampett car from the Beverly Hillbillies, Clampetts and stuff. We got the old cow horn. Right. It's got a little siren. And this is actually a World War I trench horn. We got the original owner that had to come with the car. All right, he didn't want to get away from it. Got the chicken feed. Got the skunk. We got driving. About 10 years ago, I was on the trail going across over to Tampa and hit this deer. All right, so I decided to save the meat and keep the head. All right, here's a few bugs we picked up on the way on there. Nice little Florida car. You can see it's all original. In case the other horns don't work, always got a little backup here. A little backup horn. Got the wife's makeup cabinet there. She's got to have her makeup and stuff. And then we make a little extra money here by selling fresh eggs. We've got a mama chicken in there, and here's the one little babies and the eggs, and got the fresh eggs here. And we sell them and try to pay for the fuel for this thing. Oh, and we have a ball with it. All right. So my wife is driving this, but she doesn't know how to start it. But it's got a gas line right under here that you got to turn on, and then you got to, this is the spark, and you got to have it retarded to start it. You turn the key on. This is the choke for the carburetor, and you give it a little gas down there. My wife left it in gear.
That is beautiful. Beautiful.
Right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's a restored 1956 Ford F100 custom cab truck, half-ton. It has the original V8 motor in it, 272 cubic inches. It has a 2-barrel carburetor. It has a three-speed on the column shift with overdrive, and has a side mount spare tire. This car I've owned for just about 35 years now.
35 years.
Yeah. And it's the original color. It was always this color. And the custom cab is a little more deluxe. You can see here, custom cab, and it has a more deluxe interior. You can see the chrome around the speedometer and a spotlight, and it has a radio and heater, but no power steering and no power brakes. They didn't have it yet. And that's about it.
That is beautiful. And you also have that belair over there.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about it?
This is a 1955 Belair convertible. The Belair was the top of the line in 1955. And 1955 was the first year for Chevrolet having a V8 motor. And it's a 265 cubic inch motor rated at 165 horsepower. And it has 2-barrel carburetor. It's automatic power glide, 2-speed power glide. It's a completely restored to original everything is as it was when it came off the showroom floor.
And how long have you had this one for?
This one I've had probably 30 years.
30 years as well.
Yeah, this is a 30-year. On this one, yeah, 30 years. It's convertible, of course.
Let me take a quick look at the interior. And this one is automatic.
This one is automatic.
Man, that interior is beautiful.
2-speed power glide. Has power steering, power brakes.
And it's you and your wife here today.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So you came in the truck and she came in this one?
Yes, she drove this one. And
those are couples goals right there, sir.
pardon me?
Couples goals.
Yes.
We don't see that nowadays.
Yes. Yeah, she knows as much about these cars as I do.
Really? The car is beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for your interest.
No, thank you for your time.
This is a 1956 Chrysler New Yorker St. Regis. They made a lot of New Yorkers during this time period, but in 1955 and 1956 only, they made a special edition New Yorker that was called a St. Regis. And the St. Regis was pretty unusual. It was a two-door coupe. Let me roll the windows because it's raining.
Beautiful.
And all of them were tricolor cars. They were all painted in 3 different colors. It was the only car in that time frame that you could get in 3 colors unless you special ordered something. But all of the St. Regises came in 3 colors. What made it special, besides a whole bunch of other options, is that it had one of the best engines that was ever produced. It has a 354 Hemi engine.
Wow. That is nice. Original.
This car is all original except for one repaint in 1990. The mechanics, the engine, the interior, everything is original. It was repainted once in 1990, the white and red. The black top is still the original paint from 1956. The chrome, all of that stuff is original.
Beautiful.
The car runs beautifully. It's very unique. I've been collecting cars for over 40 years, and I have over 40 cars. And I've only seen one other St. Regis in all of that time. And I go to shows and auctions all the time. But I've never seen but one other St. Regis. And so when this came up for sale on a website called Bring a Trailer, I had to have it. The car came from South Carolina.
Of course,
and it was better than I hoped it would be after I bought it.
What is this over here?
That's your transmission. That's a push-button transmission. That's where your park, your drive, your low, and your neutral is.
Nice.
That's all original. That's not a redone interior. Now, a couple of the rare options on the car are where did I put the keys? Is a good question. So, these radios were tube radios, so it takes it a little while to warm up.
For the radio to warm up?
The tubes have to warm up before the radio will play.
Because it plays disc?
No, just regular, only AM.
Okay.
But a lot of people think to find the next station is a new option, something that came out recently. Watch this. Take a close-up of the job.
Than ever, we think that may have.
It finds the next, it seeks the next station.
It skips to the next one.
In 1956. And this is the rarest option that they ever put in a car. This thing right here.
What is that?
Watch.
no way.
It's a record player.
No way.
Plays 16 2/3 records, 7-inch, 16 2/3 records. It was called a Highway 7 record player, and it's one of the most unusual options that they've ever put in a car.
Look at the way that door closes. You don't even have to slam it.
And watch this. This was again kind of unusual, but this was a luxury car. So when you got out of the car so that the rain didn't drip on you, watch this. It flips up to divert the rain.
They don't make cars like that anymore.
No, they don't make cars like this anymore.
Okay, it's a 1956 Ford Thunderbird. It's got a convertible top. Top buries up underneath behind the back seat. So it hides with a nice clean finish. Also, it also has a hard top similar to the one next to us. I just didn't bring it because the car, I feel, looks a lot sharper when it's doing what it's supposed to be, a convertible.
Exactly.
And the convertible top's buried as... Also, you can put it on top, fold it up on top to make it easy just to bring it up if you'd like. So it folds it like a rag top on the back, or it folds behind the seat, which I think is a nice, clean, sporty look. I've got aftermarket air conditioning, which, you know, they didn't come standard with air conditioning. There was a feature that you could get it. But got an extra set of gauges below to monitor temperatures and things like that, because a car like this, you know, if you're in traffic or whatever, it gets rather hot. So you don't want to burn it.
I bet.
So I put in an extra set of aftermarket gauges. All the gauges in here in the cluster work. I've restored the car with, you know, new paneling, new seat material coverings.
It's nice. How long have you had the car for?
I've had the car 4 years.
For 4 years.
And I finished it. It's pretty much, there's a couple little things always on a car that you're restoring, but I pretty much finished it about a year ago.
Nice.
And I've been working on other cars I have too in my collection.
So that engine is original?
312 original type engine with a Group 24 battery.
What, you say V12?
No.
V8?
312.
Ah, 3, okay.
Yeah, 312. It's a V8 engine, but it's a 312 Ford. They came in 3 different engine types. This is the largest of the 3. Power booster for the brakes. I added a aftermarket gauge for fuel pressure. Original type carburetor, and the distributor works on pneumatics from the carburetor. So it's one of the most advanced carburetors of the time. It picks up its timing and advancement all from the manifold and the air pressure that come out of the carburetor.
Really?
Yeah, the next year they improved it by giving you a carburetor and a distributor that are similar to the ones today. But this one in particular was an in-between year, and they came up with some innovation, which could be good and it could be bad. For authenticity, I have it.
Yeah.
That's good. For functionality, it gives you a little problem here and there, but you know, you have to know how to work on it. Yeah, if you do, it's no problem. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the exhaust. I noticed that the exhaust system is
Okay,
different than the other ones.
Yeah, in the years
go to
that
the
they
back
had in
and take a look at it.
1956, the exhaust comes out of the bumper. Unlike other cars that come out underneath, here it's on the side. And that changed from year to year. You can also see it on the other, which next to us is another 56. You can see it as well. The Continental kits came standard in 56 for 57 and 55. They didn't have a Continental kit. 55 and 56 have a straight fin on the back. And the 57 iconically has one that comes out. But I particularly care to see it as straight. And all 3 cars here today are 56 for some reason. I don't know why. Because usually I'm the only 56 and they got 2 57s. But today it's just weird how there's another 56 around, and 2 of them actually. Oh, you're filming while I'm doing it, huh?
That's the beauty of it.
Hi, my name's Keith, and I've got a 66 Corvette. You just saw me at the 56 T-Bird, but if you didn't, it's on his YouTube channel. This is a 1966 Corvette Stingray.
Look at that, man. I've never
So
seen
I've
that
got my
before.
garbage in the back. And it just folds right back in. It has been raining a little bit, so I came out to wipe it down a little. This one comes with an aftermarket cassette player. You can plug into your phone with an audio jack. 2 Pioneer speakers in the back, and a 200 watt RMS amplifier to give you some really great sound. Other than that, all authentic type interior, gauges, and so on and so forth. The only addition is a voltmeter at the bottom, which I'm using temporarily since the ammeter went bad. The car's been converted to a 350 3-speed transmission, usually on the C3, which is similar to the red one down the way. If I pull it open, you can see my conversion. It also has aluminum radiator, Edelbrock carburetor and manifold system, power brakes. It's been converted also to a disc brake system. Just runs with 4-wheel disc. Electric fan in the front to keep it cool during traffic, especially in Florida weather when it's 107 degrees outside. Every engine that's a 350 overheats in traffic. I don't have one car that doesn't. So you're always going to need an electric fan. So there's a few modifications for, you know, antique cars and older classics that you're going to always do just for this environment. Got a few extra spare wires here as I've been doing some modernization of the new EFI distributor, which I put in. Before that, it had a standard with a coil. Nice. So we've got a new EFI distributor, new spark plug wires, and of course there's a conversion for the AC, aftermarket AC.
Well, hi, good afternoon. This is my 1955 Thunderbird. I've had the car about 5 years. I had a 1956 Thunderbird when I was in college a very long time ago, and it took me about 40 years to replace the car. I've had this one about 5 years. It had been in a private collection museum up in Jacksonville, Florida. I've had the car ever since. I baby the car and take incredibly good care of it. And I've restored a little bit more of it, but it was a fully restored car in 1998, and it appeared in Florida Cruising Magazine. It was the lead story, and they talked about its restoration. There's a picture of the cover of Cruising Magazine from 1998, and there's the car. You'll see that if a big dark cloud comes over us, I'm out of here racing home before it gets wet.
Tell me a little bit about that exhaust system.
The 1956 was slightly different. You'll see the exhaust pipes actually come out through these bullets. By 1956, they put the wheel in the back and had the exhaust coming through the
Fender.
Yeah, coming through the bumper. By 1957, the car was about 4 or 5 inches longer, had fins like American cars were beginning to get, and that was the end of this era. By 1958, they had a big 4-seater. So they only made them for 3 years.
Beautiful. Well, sir, thank you so much.
Thank you. Nice talking with you.
My pleasure.
Thanks.
My wife and I got a 65 Volkswagen Bug. Had it for a few years now. Pretty much maintained it where it's at. We did convert it to 12 volts. It was 6.
Nice.
It takes care of itself if you want an entry-level vintage vehicle. Really good first car to do something like that with.
Nice.
And it fits in your garage real easy.
Yeah.
That's the best part. And you got it like that, or you restore from ground up?
No, pretty much the way it is. We really were sold on the interior and such as that, and we just upgraded a few little things that needed to be done.
Car's beautiful. Let's take a look at the interior. Can we open it?
Sure. Seats are from a different year, but they look better than the seats for 1965. So
It looks nice. And that I like that detail right there.
yeah, so we just added that on.
It looks Hawaiian.
Yeah, it's not an uncommon thing. Parts are readily available for this vehicle. Not a hard vehicle to find parts for at all.
Okay, this is a 1956 Super 88 Oldsmobile. I found this car in the garage. It had 19,025 miles. The car is totally original. Paint is original, engine, transmission, interior. The car has never been molested engine-wise or transmission-wise. There's no rust on the car whatsoever. And it drives just like it should have drive back in 1956.
Beautiful. Wow, that is clean.
Yeah, it's a 324 V8, and like I said, it's never been molested or anything. Of course, some things have been done to it, like a rebuilt carburetor, a fuel pump, gas tank removed and cleaned, and the radiator record. Otherwise, that's the way she came out of Lansing, Michigan.
Nice, nice.
The inside is also original. It's been cleaned and radio works, clock works, all the lights work. That's everything on it original, steering wheel and everything. You can see there's no cracks on it.
How many miles it has now?
Right now I have 21,500.
21,500.
Yes.
So this car was never driven?
Nope. This car was in a garage in Champaign, Illinois, for who knows how many years. It's one of those things that it's, when you find it, it's a...
You have to have it.
Yeah, not only that, but it's very hard. It's a story that is very hard to
tell.
believe. Now, I got documentation from the people who owned the car that was the true mileage on the car. And actually what it was, some repairs that were done in the car in 2010, and it had the 19,000 miles.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you.
Good to see you again.
My pleasure.
Yeah, it's a 56 Ford Fairlane. It came out of Utah, the state of Utah, Mapleton, Utah. Lady's husband passed away, and I was looking in the Auto Trader, and this car was a small little picture, and all the rest of them were big. I looked at it for about 2 months, and all of a sudden that car was still in there. So I decided to get enough courage to call her, and wondering why it hadn't sold, you know, because it looked nice. I asked for her to send me pictures on the inside of the car, and she did. And she says it's a daily driver, and I believe her, you know, when she said that. And since I've had it, I've done some things to it. I've put power steering in it. I just finished putting an air conditioning system in the car. And I've had the car checked out very, very well, and it runs very well. It's a stick shift. It used to be maybe on the column. Mm-hmm. Now it's a stick shift on the floor. And they've changed the interior to bucket seats, which used to be a bench seat, I would figure, in this model, okay? But it's sporty. It's got glass packs on it. It sounds like if you're going 100 miles an hour, but it's a slow car. 55 is the top speed. Thunderbird engine. I just had a new radiator put in it. And it's got air conditioning coils here, and behind it, it's got also a fan. So it's a double fan. Keep it cool.
Well, sir, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
My pleasure.
I bought it in 1977.
Nice.
It was 21 years old. Now it's 64 years old. I was 25. So it's on its third restoration. Just finished a 3-year. This is a 3-year restoration here. Had a guy, Luis Gonzalez at Neutron Plastics, painted it for me, and it was damaged except for 30 years. Andrew damaged it so badly a garage door blew in on it.
Really?
I lost interest in it. It sat for almost 30 years. The last restoration was 1990. And just excited to get it back on the road. And
I love the color.
thank you.
Mamey.
Just a red, it's an original color.
I call that mamey in Spanish. It's a fruit. In Spanish, that color, it's mamey.
Mamey?
Mamey.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful color.
Thank you.
Can we take a quick look at the interior?
Sure. There's still work to be done on it. Like I say, this is the first show. You're never really finished with them. So.
Mm-hmm.
I've still got the soft top that had to go on in the next couple of weeks. This is of course the original hard top porthole. Unique to the 56. You know, 55s didn't have the porthole hard top. The 55s didn't have the spare tire, and the reasoning for that, I mean, the Continental kit, the spare tire was in the trunk. And I understand that Henry Ford didn't like sharing the trunk with his golf clubs and a spare tire, so they moved the Continental kit to the outside.
That's
so he would have room for
it.
his golf clubs.
Really?
Yes.
And a unique, I would say a unique feature about this cars is that the exhaust system comes out through
It comes out through the muffler, actually.
through the
I mean, through
the
bumper.
bumper.
The bumper, and at the 55 that was here, if you saw it, it came out straight, because it had no Continental kit, it came straight out the back, also through the bumper. That, I hope it'll start. It had a dead battery this morning.
Really?
So we're gonna find out here.
Let's find out. I'll follow you. I like these little windows on the side.
They did that because originally the 55s, like I say, had solid, but they created a blind spot. And you can see, as big as I am, I can hardly see out of the car. And the seat's all the way down and all the way back. So,
Nice.
it's ready.
It sounds good too. I like the sound. And the smell. You can smell the gas. Beautiful, man. They don't make cars like this anymore. Well, family, now that the show is over, I would like to thank every single one of you guys that took part of this event. Thank you, Daring State, for inviting us over. Let's not let this show be the last one. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, comment down below, and if it is your first time passing by the channel, go ahead and subscribe and follow us on social media at Generation Oldschool. Thank you so much for all the love and support. You guys are beautiful and one of a kind. I'll see you guys on my next episode. Adios.